go catch some fish?
Let's go catch them, baby.
Cool. Out on the Chesapeake Bay today with my buddy Alan. And Alan's been using a new tactic. What did you call it?
Jig trolling. Little combination, something for everyone. You know, the never-ending debate between jiggers and trollers. So I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem with this one.
So he's basically paddling along, or pedaling his Hobie and maintaining a certain speed and then just jigging. And I think it's an awesome idea in terms of you're covering water, but you're also really targeting that magic depth right on a specific depth contour.
Right, we're looking for the right depth contour, and we're doing the same things, the same principles as we do when we're trolling, as far as spot location and covering a small amount of water. And the same thing that you're doing with jigging. You got to keep the lines taut, you got to feel the bottom, you got to have the right weight and sensitivity. So it really melds a lot of different practices, and it's more of an advanced technique. It looks simple, but it does combine a lot of different things. But it's been really effective catching fish out here lately, especially because a lot of times the fish want something that's swimming along and not so much just bouncing up and down. You got to give them what you want, and that's what we'll experiment with today.
Cool.
All right, what we've been doing is, and actually we're on a lot of fish now, so we want to get back to the action. We've gotten quite a few marks down here. I've missed a lot of fish, I'll tell you that. That's kind of the penalty you pay for the jig trolling. You're not really free and ready to set the hook. As you're flicking your wrist, a lot of times they hit it and you put slack in the line as you try to set it. But yeah, we hooked up with this one, and hopefully we get a little bit more. Let's go, baby. Yeah, we're on a lot of fish right now.
He's good too. First one on the blade bait. He's a pretty decent fish, dude. Yeah. Yay! Oh, he's good, dude. He's big. Woohoo! That is cool. I don't want to lift him up high because I barely got him hooked. And he's off. That was it. He was mid-20s, no doubt. If I'd have had a net, I'd have had the fish. I just had no way to lip him. That was cool, though.
Alright, so the best way to get your line set up is start vertically, so you can feel the bottom, and then let a little line out. Okay? You want to go about a half mile to maybe a mile. If you're going a mile per hour, your lure may come off the ground too much. So it's a slight cadence, and you want to kind of keep pace. The lure falls, you rise it. You don't want it to actually hit the ground. You want to jerk it back just as it touches. And you can see my rod tip going right near the water. That's about the length I know where it touches bottom. I want it to set right there, and if a fish grabs, it's usually around that point. So then you get a solid hook set.
See, this is We got 39.6 degree water today, and here we are out in the channel, and you can see them here and there. There's one, there's one. That might be one down in a little trench there. Is that on the blade bait?
No, it's a BKD.
All right.
That's a good fish.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, baby. Oh, there we go. We just got a nice fat fish there. I mean, look how deep he took that guy. I mean, that BKD is all down his mouth. I mean, that's how you know you really got the right tactic, the right technique down. When they really inhale it and they don't just nip at it, you're doing the right thing.
Pretty good day, Alan.
I agree.
For January, how many fish did we get?
Quite a few.
I bet you I had 20. I had a lot more smaller ones that I got on this. The blade bait really seemed to catch everything. Unfortunately, I lost probably what was the biggest fish that we had on either of our lines today. I think I got to rework that. I definitely got to rework the blade bait thing for the striper. I don't think I'm bringing in a 35-inch striper on a blade bait. I think they'll pull out.
So wrapping up the day, Jeff said, yeah, we got some fish, and certainly did. It's January, it's cold, it's raining. We got these cool hats on to keep us dry. We worked the channel edges. We got about 50 foot of water. We tried a bunch of different baits. Had some BKDs, I had a spoon, Jeff had a blade bait, we had some chatter baits, and each one had its own specific kind of strength and weakness. Jeff did a little bit better than I did on the blade bait. I had trouble kind of keeping that taut with the line taut. You know, there's a big importance in this type of fishing because we're so deep. You need all the sensitivity that you can, and keeping your line vertical or near vertical. It's obviously going to be a little bit behind you if you're moving, but that's very important to have that touch because the fish take it so subtly. Jeff did a better job with the blade bait. The BKD for me was nice. It cut through the water. I was able to maintain a nice drift, a nice troll, and it's very important to make sure that thing is on the bottom. That's where almost every bite came from, right inches from the bottom.